This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Wednesday, March the 12th. Starting out, we're obviously going to see some rehashing of what few changes there were in the WASD data yesterday. More questions than anything being raised here. The main one, why we didn't see any changes to corn demand yesterday. Angie pretty well covered that on her thoughts on Twitter, and I agree. Our corn demand, not only are our sales ahead, ethanol use is ahead, export loadings ahead, it's getting pretty tough to say we shouldn't be adjusting our corn demand higher right now. I get it. The USDA says they want to wait till later in the year, and typically we don't see changes to balance sheets in March, but kicking the can down the road is starting to cost the USDA just a touch bit of credibility. And it's not the fact that didn't change the corn balance sheets. It's the changes they do make and overlook some other ones that's really starting to be questioned in trade. It's Wednesday. We will get the weekly ethanol updates today. Going to be looking at those. Production expected to dip about 2% from last week. We're going to be watching, I am anyway, the inventory to see if we had ethanol move. We had the blizzards come through last week, disrupted a lot of movement through the Midwest, through that Iowa, southern Minnesota, out into the Dakotas, through the area with the blizzards. Didn't see a lot of grain movement to the Pacific Northwest, so I'm doubting we saw very much ethanol movement either. Stocks could be a bit of a surprise. We'll see if we had to play catch up from the week before, though. The big one for today, the CPI index, the consumer price index will be released today, the gauge to measure U.S. inflation. The economic market did rebound a little bit. The latest on the tariff talk between the United States and Canada. U.S. is going to go ahead with 25% steel and aluminum tariff, not going to take it to 50%. Canada is not going to tariff the electricity coming into Michigan, Minnesota, and New York for now. There is a meeting between the U.S. and Canada going to take place on this, but the escalated tensions really hit the financial market yesterday, and it's not necessarily just with Canada. We have the EU that we're working with right now, Mexico, China. We pretty much had those tariffs dialed in. It's these other charges to our other trade partners who are not China. Those are the ones that the market's starting to question a little bit more and more. So we'll see how that impacts market today. All indications are we will open a little bit stronger in the equity market. Question is if that'll benefit commodities through the basket side or if we see some liquidation and some money shuffling. Those are the three things I'm watching today.